So, I made a terrible mistake. And the part that kills me is that I know better and let my guard down. I was obviously very excited about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and I wanted to experience it all. Everything the game has to offer. So I thought, you know what? The chaotic edition of the game has a way cooler cover and it comes with the season pass, which I'm going to buy anyways. Screw it. I'm gonna grab this version of the game and get everything all at once. Then, one day much later, I was surfing the PlayStation store and I saw a new DLC called Coiled Captors had already been released and it was free. Silly me, I thought it was free content being given to us by the devs to hold us over until the DLC packs drop. But then I checked the trophies for the game and saw Coiled Captors there with 2 new trophies. After a couple of moments being dazed and confused, I did the math and carried the 1 and my heart immediately sank to the bottom of my stomach. There was no way this game, already affected by the pandemic, could release a traditional Borderlands caliber DLC like we know them mere 27 days after the game was released. Something was fishy. And fishy turned into a smelly smell that smelled smelly because upon playing the first DLC myself and my co-op partner found that we beat this whole DLC in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Are you out of your mind? And if we wanted to complete this trophy set of, again, only 2 trophies, we had to do the exact same content 4 times over. I forgot to mention these packs cost $10 each. So $10 for 20 minutes of freaking content. This is the epitome of the phrase cash grab, and I knew better deep down, but I still bought in. Gearbox learned with Season Pass 2 of Borderlands 3 that you could include less content in your Season Pass and still charge the same amount of money. And people will buy it. The director's cut and the designer's cut were both harbingers of this, and I rarely bend the knee and buy these complete editions without knowing what's coming in it. But I did this time, based on how great the DLCs are in other Borderlands games. It's hard to see this as anything else but a betrayal of their fans. So it's got me sitting here twiddling my thumbs, and well, I bought this fully intending to make videos of this content. So I guess I'm making a trophy guide video for this crap. This episode is going to cover both the Coiled Captors and Glutton's Gamble DLC trophy sets, which are the only 2 packs available at the time of this recording of the 4 intended to release. We don't know when the other 2 packs will be released, but we know they are called Molten Mirrors and Shattering Spectre Glass. I'm pretty sure these are going to be exactly like these other 2 packs, so they are going to suck as well. So for this video, we got Coiled Captors and Glutton's Gamble. Let's get this over with. This is Platinum Hunter's New Game Plus, the show where we take a look at DLCs and add-on trophy sets and games without platinum trophies. If you haven't completed the main campaign for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I've got a trophy guide video already on the channel for you to go and collect that plat. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more trophy guide videos just like this one, because you might just find your next platinum trophy. Before we jump into our first set of trophies, there are some things you should know that apply to all the DLCs. In order to access these dungeon runs, you will need to go to a place inside of the overworld called Dreamvale Overlook. With the DLC installed, you will just need to be over level 13 to access the place, and the enemies will scale to your level. This will be your main hub area where you can access each level and spend the souls you collect from killing enemies in the DLCs. On the positive side of things, the loot that comes out of this demonic roulette machine is actually pretty great. I have some guns and other loot that I use on the regular, and I got them from this wheel. If you're working on getting enough money for all the inventory slots, this is actually a pretty lucrative way to make money selling the loot that comes out of this roulette. I guess that's one cool thing that this DLC has done. One other thing to note is that when each DLC drops, a new difficulty comes out every week. So when Coiled Captors drop, you had to wait a week to play difficulty 2, then another week after that to play difficulty 3, and so on. The second pack, Glutton's Gamble, worked the same way. However, for the sake of this guide, you can play through everything right now and you don't have to wait. Just an interesting anecdote that I wanted to bring up, and also information for you to know when the next DLC pack drops. Okay, now we can jump into our first dungeon run on difficulty 1, in which completing it will get you the Chums Bested trophy. How these dungeons play out is that you will need to go room to room, separated by portals, and complete an objective to move to the next. The objective could be to align some statues, survive waves of enemies, collect a certain amount of items, and other tasks like that. Of course, enemies will come at you regardless, cause this is a Borderlands game, and this DLC is very nautical themed, so a lot of sharks, coiled serpents, and more enemies that all come from the base game already will come after you. The very last room of the run will have a boss named Chums, the Old God, which is just a souped up version of one of the shark enemies. It does have its own unique attacks, but honestly it didn't put up much of a fight. We rolled in there and obliterated him, and the rest of these panty weights like we were 18-wheelers from hell. And like I said before, one run is done in about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if you're doing this at a snail's pace. After the 4th time that we rolled through this DLC, we got the Champion of Tall Fishtails trophy when we completed the gauntlet on the 4th difficulty mode. With each difficulty mode, the run will try to throw new surprises at you, especially Chums, who will have new attacks. Like I said though, he still wasn't much of a fight. The boss fight really sucked, and that was a huge letdown. The only good thing about this damn DLC was the loot drops. That sounds harsh, but you can't compare this to any of the proper DLC packs that were released in past games. Hell, even the Headhunter packs. Even when the expansion wasn't well received, it was never this bad. It's all just... frustrating. Anyways, after you have completed this dungeon on each of the 4 difficulties, you are done. Before you know it, you are ready to take on the second release in the Season Pass. So with haste, get ready to hop into the mirror that reflects the Glutton's Gamble. When it comes to the mechanics of this DLC, it's no different from Coiled Captors. You still go room to room, completing the objectives, and you still face a boss at the end. It just has a different flavor to it with different enemies. That's it. And the things from the last DLC apply to this one. So after you complete your first run of the DLC, you will get the No More Hero Sandwiches trophy for completing the Pesto Changeo quest. This DLC also did the wait a week to play the next run of it thing, but it's all released now if you're watching this video. At least the Glutton's Gamble DLC is better than Coiled Captors. And the final boss, Imelda the Sandwich, is a more enjoyable boss fight. This DLC is also tougher than the last one, especially Imelda. After your first run, beat it 3 more times so you can get the trophy, the Epic of Epicure, after you defeat Imelda on the 4th run. Imelda will have 4 different forms across the difficulties, and she will have much stronger attacks. We actually died a few times while doing this fight. This is much appreciated considering the absolute carnage we unleashed on chums, and I hope going forward these next 2 packs have bosses like this. Honestly, if this boss fight was the final showdown of a traditional 3 to 4 hour Borderlands DLC pack like we know them, I would be singing its praises because the boss fight is actually really, really good. I even like all the forms she takes across all 4 of the difficulties. But alas, it was not meant to be. Cool fight, but still can't shake the feeling that all of this was half-assed and phoned in. And that's everything you need to know about these 2 DLC packs. I mean, what else is there left to say? I'm supposed to say overall now, but honestly, overall, don't spend your money on this crap. Or at least the amount of money that I spent on it. If you're a list completionist and you have to play this no matter what for the 100%, at least wait till it goes on sale at a deep discount. The main game is definitely worth checking out regardless of the price, but this DLC is hardly worth the 20 or 30 minutes of content it's offering. And don't be one of those people who says, oh sick, easy 100 bro. DLC should always be like this, ha 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 ha. Don't be part of the problem and don't enable this scummy shit to keep happening. Gearbox clearly didn't care how lazy and crappy this content is, and they charged the same amount of money for it. That's the part that kills me about this shit. Headhunter packs were cheaper and had more content than this. I made a big mistake with this game, and now I know better. A lot of us who bought this have taken an L, and it's a nice reminder of why you shouldn't give these companies money before you know exactly what you're getting. I won't make that mistake again for Borderlands 4 and whatever game is next. And all I'm gonna say is good luck with the next game's DLC, cause now, Gearbox, you are under the microscope for the shitty little stunt you guys decided to pull. As for the last 2 packs, I may make a video for them, but really it's going to depend on how I'm feeling and whether anything interesting happens in them. But with how this season pass is going so far, I might just end up saying the same things I'm saying right now. I'll leave it to you guys. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to cover the rest. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. More of a rant than a video, but if you've made it this far, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for more trophy content in the future. I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions go incredibly well, and peace out.